We are here today with Dr. Krista Mallow and Dr. Joe Alata. So tell us a little bit about yourself, like what do you do and what kinds of projects are you working on?
Well, I'll go first. Really tell a little bit about myself. So I'm a professor at Trinity College. I'm also a pastor in the community at Essential Church. And that's basically kind of been most of my life, a little bit in education, a little bit in church ministry. And some things I've been working on. I got a couple books I'm actually working on right now. I'm writing one with Dr. Woodward. I'm working one on my own. And hopefully that'll be out. It always takes longer than I think it's going to take to actually get out. Another great school year here at Trinity with Trinity Collegiate High School, with Florida Academy of Excellence. So really just always busy. I do lots of stuff. And I try to just manage my time well and make sure I'm setting aside time for my family as well. And so when it's all balancing, it's good. It's like a tight rope. That rope's nice and tight. I walk across it no problem. If somebody shakes that tight rope, then I can get a little bit in trouble sometimes. But you try to prioritize family first, work, and kind of go from there. What are you working on?
So always got lots of projects going on myself. I also am a professor at Trinity College. I teach in the English department, and I've got a couple of editing projects that I'm spending some time on. Also recently started doing some studies in ministry and theology myself, and so looking forward to some graduate studies in that area. And I also am a homeschooling mom. I've got 5 kids, and so just trying to make sure I keep up with my own kids' education is a big deal. That's mostly it for me.
All right. What is your background in K through 12 education?
So I have been, for about 20 years, I've been teaching at all different levels. And so when I first started my career, I was teaching in public high schools. I did that for several years. I spent a year as a curriculum writer for Florida Virtual School. Several years ago, I got started homeschooling my own kids. And so at this point, because it's been so long that we've been homeschooling, I have homeschooled all grade levels from kindergarten all the way up through 12th grade now with my own kids. And then also started Florida Academy of Excellence back in 2015.
Yeah, so I grew up in public school, but then I went to a Christian school from 6th to 12th grade. And then the Christian school I graduated from, that was my first teaching job. So I was teaching Bible at Citrus Park Christian School. And then after a few years after that, I kind of went more into just pastoring and being a chaplain. And then I was a dean of students at Seffner Christian Academy. Now, I should mention when I was at Citrus Park, I was an athletic director and dean for a couple of years in there as well before kind of heading into chaplaincy. Worked at Seffner Christian, a very large Christian school, before being hired at Trinity College in the ministry department. So I get to train the future pastors, youth pastors, and missionaries of the world. But I always kind of say we kind of have all public school experience, Christian school experience. Her kids are homeschooled. My kids go to a charter school. And so we kind of, I think we check the box of just about every type of education experience that you could have here in Florida.
Yeah, even with our own schooling. So I attended a large public university. You attended Trinity College, and also
I went to a little tiny Christian school that Masters worked on at Liberty University, Carolina U, a little bit bigger Christian schools.
All right. What is your connection to this school?
I guess my role when I think of what I do is my title's like the customer experience. So I'm over chief experience officer is what we call myself. And so my job is to make sure people have a good experience. I want to make sure parents are getting what they're looking for their students, that students are receiving the kind of education that they wanted. But in that, also kind of having fun. I think fun is important. You should enjoy school. You should enjoy things about their life. And so I'm always looking for how can we have more fun, and then certainly taking that strong spiritual angle. I want all my students to grow spiritually, to grow in their relationship with Christ, for that to become something that is in them, not just something that they're assigned, but something that they're doing on their own. They're reading the Bible on their own. They're praying on their own. They're beginning to take ownership of their faith. That their relationship between them and Jesus is becoming their own, and not just their parents, and not just what the school's telling them to do. So really, anything that comes to experiences is what I kind of do and handle.
Yeah, and on the other side of that, of course, we're a school, so can't be fun all the time. Got to handle some academics, and that's my role, is making sure that we're following curriculum that's grade leveled and appropriate and challenging, but also meets the students' needs as well as the parents as home educators, kind of setting that up. So my job title is Chief Academic Officer, and so anything with grades and record keeping, transcripts, that kind of stuff. As students sort of transition in and out of home education or from our private umbrella school back into other learning environments, I'm the one who kind of makes that transition nice and smooth for them. I think that pretty much.
You also do the relationship, like, when we do our dual enrollment through Trinity College, you handle the relationship there, and with FLVS and any other school, PHSC, any other kind of helping those partner relationships that we have at all these kind of other institutions.
So those articulation agreements that are set up between the different partnership institutions that we work with, that's kind of my area as well, for sure.
Okay. Now, what made you want to work with families in this specific space, education space?
I know for me, it was. I didn't mean to cut you off. For me is so much of what I see in education is this kind of one size fits all. That they maybe the old cliche is like they're just trying to make factory workers, but there is a part to that like. They want all kids to learn the same way in the same environment. Now, sometimes like large public schools can have a lot of little enclaves that are at least enough of a group, like, okay, this group of students learns better in this way, so we can put them together. But man, that's it's still not ideal. I want to get down as small as possible to how do you best learn? What makes you tick? What do you love? What do you wake up in the morning and say, I want to do more of this? And then so how do we then enhance that? How do we bring more of that into the educational experience? How do we blend that through all the rest of the learning that we agree you do need to do? I think it's the individualized education that kind of captures me, of wanting to help students and families see that, that there is this, that there are opportunities that are perfect fits for you. There you go.
So when I first started homeschooling my own kids, it seemed like it was going to be such an impossible task. We had lots of challenges within my family. So not only, we know in every child learns differently. Every child within a family learns differently, even from the other kids in that family. And so as I was trying to figure out like what homeschooling was going to look like for my own kids, we faced these kinds of challenges. Now I can look back and say, wow, I can't believe we did that. But I have, one child who graduated college at 16 years old. And so when, he was in third grade, he didn't learn like a typical third grader. I have another one who really needed a lot of extra help with like speech therapy and occupational therapy and things like that to just be able to organize her day and just her tasks and things like that. So, and then we throw in the extra challenge, like I've always been a full-time working mom and trying to homeschool through that. And so as I was trying to build my own support system for, putting our homeschool and our home education in place, I was connecting with other families who seemed like they were facing these impossible challenges. And so I just kind of naturally am a problem solver, and I like to say there's no unsolvable problem. And so as I started identifying solutions and putting my own resources in place and making things work for my family, I started kind of sharing those resources with other people. And the network just kind of grew, and I realized like there's actually a huge need in the homeschooling community for parents to be put in touch with the resources that empower them to educate their children in that individualized way that you're talking about. And I just developed this passion for helping families educate their children, empowering them really.
All right, last but not least, what are you most excited about for this upcoming year with regards to your school?
Oh, yeah, we've got some really exciting things coming up. So, two big things that I'm super excited about. The first one is FAE Plus. So, FAE Plus is basically this comprehensive home education program that we're going to be helping our families tailor their education, but it's kind of like a one-stop shop where the families are gonna get the curriculum, and they're gonna get record keeping and consultations and everything that they need with a support system of us, really, to get them through that homeschooling. And then the second,
that's K to 12, right?
Oh yeah, grades
Maybe
K to 12.
mostly K to 8, but definitely K to 12.
Definitely K to 12 for sure. And then as part of that, the thing that's really exciting about that is what we're calling our home education intensives. And so these are going to be sort of weekend-long conferences, sort of seminar style, where parents and the home educators are going to be able to come to really get rejuvenated and build a sense of community with other people. They'll have special sessions where they're learning about discipling their children, and also just kind of keeping a family together as they're home educating, and just sort of navigating their way through this home education lifestyle in a weekend away. It's going to be super fun. I'm excited.
That's
about
a good name. Maybe we should name it a Weekend Away. That might
Weekend
be
Away.
better than home education intensives. I think a couple of things I'm excited about is Trinity Collegiate High School in general is a really cool thing that we are doing for 11th and 12th graders on the campus of Trinity College. So we already started that this past year, but it's been going great of having, these students dual enrolling full time on the campus of Trinity College. They're earning their high school diploma at the same time they're earning their AA. And so when they kind of graduate with their high school diploma on a Friday, and then graduate with their college AA on a Saturday, and that's just it's going really well, and it's exciting. And now we figured out how to kind of expand this out for kind of 9th through 12th graders across the state of Florida. So now any student across the state of Florida can participate in Trinity Collegiate High School in their own home. And so they don't have to live kind of in this Tampa Bay area anymore. They can live in the Tampa Bay area, and still if home education is a better experience for them, man, it's going to be great. They can do online schooling. That's what they're going to do.
And that's TCHS Online?
TCHS
is that program?
Online, yeah.
TCHS Online.
And so TCHS Online allows them to do online school, but then we still are trying to bring all the kind of the cool things that we do. We are going to let them come on campus a couple times a year and get to see campus life and do some fun things together, and get to enjoy that side of life just in little snippets, and kind of creating some cool discipleship opportunities at home, connecting with some local disciplers, and you'll have kind of these one-on-one tutors that you'll be able to connect with every week that can kind of help keep you on pace when it comes to your work. So we're just excited about that rolling out here too. But so the internet has kind of created lots of opportunities, and it gives more, and that's what we're all about, more opportunities to more families.
All right. Thank you so much for your time, and we're super excited to see what you guys do.